Hello people from the popular internet webpage known as YouTube. Welcome to Chocolatier 2 Secret Ingredients. If you saw my last video of Chocolatier 1, you'll know that about 16 minutes into playing the game crashed. I still don't know what caused that, I don't know how to fix it, and I'm not going to bother, to be frank. So this is number 2 in the Chocolatier series. Obviously, as I've just mentioned, this is Secret Ingredients. Now, again, I'm having the same problem with this game as I did with the last one. I can't change the resolution. There is no option for it. There's no option to even change the settings, the graphical settings or anything. It appears that these games just simply were not made with the idea of people actually having different sized screens. So without further ado, let's get into this. So again, we are going to be, capitals, very important, Southern Squid Gaming. Some 40 years ago, budding chocolatier arrived on the scene and helped restore the fortunes of the once great chocolate empire Baumeister Confections. The company's once again fallen on hard times. It's the roaring 1920s, and they've simply not kept pace with the spirit of innovation required to stay competitive in today's confections marketplace. Alexandra Tanya, a granddaughter of Evangeline Baumeister, has a grand plan to try and turn things around, but she needs your help. What a surprise. Welcome aboard Southern Square Gaming. I hope you can be discreet because things are not going well and I need your help with a secret project. Do you have any chocolate making experience? It probably wouldn't hurt for me to quickly cover the basics for you either way. What do you say? Shall I show you the ropes? I do know how to play, but for the sake of the video, yes please. Good choice. We'll start with making chocolates. No kidding. As my grandmother Evangeline might say, it's hard to build a chocolate empire without them. I'd say she sounds smart, but first, we'll borrow the ingredients you need to make basic squares, sugar and cocoa beans from here at headquarters. You should see 50 sacks of each ingredient in inventory below. Go to Brickhouse Square, the old chocolates factory here in town, and see Elena Bajanov. He'll have you cranking out chocolates in no time flies. Specific instructions for your tasks will pop up below. So we've got to go here. Alexandra certainly seems excited about you, based on what evidence I cannot fathom. Anyhow, you've got all we need to make basic squares, so go on inside and click Make Chocolates. This game does have this game does have objectives in the objective. Whereas number 1 doesn't have a specific requirement on how many bars you must produce. This one obviously you must make at least 10 cases. So we need to make chocolates, and go. As you can see, this setup's slightly different to the last one as well. It makes it rather fun, actually. This one, so the rule here is pretty much the same. If you miss a certain amount of ingredients, you will hold the machines, and whatever you manage to produce in that time will be your final count. So that time I made 49 cases. That's an improvement of the 47 I made in the first game. So I'm getting better. Not perfect, but I'm getting better. So obviously 49 cases per week using one of each ingredient. So essentially that means we only have enough ingredients for 1 week. Okie dokie. Yeah, so there we are. We've already got one of each ingredient left. So now we've got these down here. We need to go and see Alex. Okay, so no, not the market, we need that one. Okie dokie, we need to sell all of those. Some girls like diamonds, I prefer cash. Me too. I'm not a girl, but there you go, I prefer cash anyway, so does my missus. Keep an eye on your balance down there on the left. You'll need money to travel and to keep ingredients stocked for your factory. Speaking of ingredients, let's buy some more sugar. Go to Ferry Market here in town and purchase 50 sacks. So, sugar, 50 sacks. So sugar can be found just about anywhere, but cocoa beans only grow in a narrow band that hugs the equator. I'll give you some cash for a shopping trip. Click on travel and then travel to San Jose, Costa Rica. Purchase 100 sacks of cocoa beans from the market in town there. I know she goes a fair bit, didn't she? Yeah, cost us 4. Okay, so we need 100 sacks. Give me a moment here because I've just realised that the sound is extremely loud. There we go. Resume. Back to San Francisco we go. And go to see Alex. You're doing swell. Did you notice that your factory uses ingredients and makes chocolates as weeks pass while you travel? Let's take a look at the factory status window below. Weird, but I did notice that. Green bars represent plenty of a needed ingredient on hand. I do apologise, I'm yawning like absolute crazy. I'm not even tired. It's only 12:05 in the morning. Yeah, so red indicates production will soon be stopped. So as you can see down here, we've run out of sugar already and we're not far running out of cocoa beans. That's because obviously we've produced 49 crates. I think the game expects you to make 10. So we need to go here and buy some more sugar before we run out. Sugar is really expensive compared to 40 years ago. So New York. So low on cocoa beans, last seen in San Jose, and low on sugar. The public library. Wrong one. That one. Wrong one. That one. Welcome to the Big Apple, Southern Square Gaming. I remember the rise of Baumeister Confections, and it pains me to see what the company has come to of late. They're just not coming up with chocolates that capture the imagination. Speaking of chocolates, Alex said you'd have a new batch for me to try. Yum, your basic squares are delightful. I'll take 10 cases off your hands, pay you $5,000 and hand over the recipe for dark chocolate squares. I'm noticing a little bit of a trend here. Okay. So obviously this requires 1 sugar and 2 cocoa beans, the same as in Chocolatier 1. You might find these a little harder to manufacture, but well worth your while when it comes time to sell them. Before you head back to San Francisco, do yourself a favour, stop by and see Trevor Bonfilio at Broadway Confections. Broadway Confections, that one. Nicholas Schaefer sent you over. Well then, Southern Square Gaming, it's nice to make your acquaintance. The Roaring Twenties are known in multiple factories of the only world to compete in today's competitive confections landscape. Oh, good lord. This factory is for sale, alright, but it will cost you $85,000. Come back when you see me when you've got the cash. So we travel back to San Francisco, and production is stalled. Welcome home. I see you've acquired a new recipe for dark chocolate squares. Make sure you've got enough ingredients on hand to make 15 cases. You need at least 15 sacks of sugar and 30 sacks of cocoa beans. Once you've got the ingredient, go see him. So we need to travel back to San Jose. Oh my god, there's a lot of travelling in this game. We need to buy some of these and some of none of them. Sugar. Oh, sugar. In fact, to be fair, considering we're going to be using more, we should probably buy some more cocoa beans. And we're going to travel back to San Francisco. Right then, Brick House Square. Now we need to change the recipe to the dark chocolate squares. These are the different types of chocolates you can make. These do require different machinery, which costs a lot of money. God damn, I'm sorry for yawning. Right, match the full trays on the right. Fill each tray with ingredients of the same colour for production bonus. Waste 8 ingredients, I'll be forced to halt the machines. Okie dokie, so we need 1 sugar and 2 cocoa beans. Away we go. As you can see, these are colour coded. So matching colours in a single tray helps us streamline the production process. I really don't know how. I've never seen sugar that was blue or red. Keep matching those colours and watch our production efficiency skyrocket, which is here. So this is where it starts to get confusing in this game, because they've now introduced a colour matching scheme. For matching colours you get a production bonus, which means that for each one case you make you get an extra certain percent. As you can see, I'm out of places to put them, so I have to put them in the single coloured slots, which is really frustrating. Again, I'm out. I have to just boop, boop, boop. And again, I'm out. There we go. As you can see, as I have mentioned, you seem to get more ingredients of a certain kind than you do of the other, and most definitely of a certain colour, which can be extremely frustrating. And then when you get the right ingredient and you waste it, you get annoyed. That one there, that one there, that one there, that one in there, that. Oh my god. Okay, well we made 52 cases, so we've made more than we did with the original anyway. So there we go. We don't need to know what your father wants. That's fine and okay. So we now have 2 extra recipes that she's just given us to try and get us started. Now, normally I would just jump straight over to the milk chocolate squares and the chocolate squares with almonds. But I'm not going to, because it costs a lot of money, and as you can see we're already low on ingredients as it is. So we're going to go to Cayenne. Since it's closer to the equator, this red line here represents the equator, meaning that it is cheaper. Obviously where items are. I'm not paying $81 though, $64. My god, the price really has increased. We need to go to the chocolate place, haggle. Okie dokie, I'm sure you can pay a bit more. My products always fly off the shelves. And it's not because I've messed around with the production process at all, they're just really popular chocolates. Okay, and we'll buy 150 sugars. Oh, it was actually supposed to be 1,500, but I've only just realised I wouldn't be able to afford that anyway, so it's fine. Yay! Buy 50, buy 50, buy 50, buy 50, buy 50, buy 50, no, buy 30, yeah! Okie dokie, so now we've got enough ingredients for 5 full weeks. Obviously we're using an extra cocoa bean, so that means to say that if we were making the original chocolates, we would have enough for 10 full weeks. So we need to travel somewhere we can afford, so that we can crank out a few more cases of chocolates to sell. This is a chocolate testing laboratory. Essentially you can mix your own chocolates in this game, which I think is a fantastic touch. You're damn right you'll pay more for my chocolates. My chocolates are, you know, brilliant. $65 for some milk is ridiculous. We'll buy 200 sacks of milk solids. Because what we will do is we will make the milk chocolates because they do sell for a lot more money. And in this game, money is what is important. So, $80, it's ridiculous how much ingredients are. So we're going to go for the milk chocolate, so we have 1 of each ingredient this time. So hopefully cocoa beans will not run out as quickly as they have been doing, because they cost a bloody fortune. Well, saying that, I'm starting to think that everything in this game is looking at costing a fortune. Ooh. I knew that even before I sent the ingredient over there, that I'd already put the wrong one in, so... Oops. That's going to have to go in there, as obviously we'll run out of other places to put it. As that and that. That in there, that in there, that in there, that there, that there. Oops. There we go. So we've made 70 cases this time. So obviously the more cases you make, the sooner you run out of ingredients. Essentially we're using 1 ingredient per bar, so we're using 70 milk solids, 70 sugar and 70 cocoa beans per week. So we'll go to San Jose, we'll run out of them yet, and we're going to see if we can... I'm not paying $128 for some freaking cocoa beans. You are nuts, sir. Cayenne, here we come. We'll go back to the market. We'll try a quick haggle. You drive a hard bargain? Of course I do, love. You're welcome. But we can afford 500 sacks of those. I don't think we can afford... No, we can't. Maybe 100? It's only 6,000, so maybe 200. Yeah. So we've got enough ingredients for 4 weeks. That is because we're going to run out of milk solids first. And obviously at the cost they are, I'm not bloody surprised. Still 4 weeks, but that's fine, because now if we go here we haggle, they're actually worth less even after haggling. Okay, bye Marty Git, I don't care, I don't need your money, I'll go to San Jose. Okie dokie, okay. Yes, this is important to mention. So people like this with the chocolate shops, every now and again will consider selling the chocolate shop. So obviously, you know, Dieter and I have loved owning this shop, but we might consider selling it someday if the right buyer would come along. Do keep in touch as your business progresses. 312. I've had enough. Oh, screw you then, I'm not bothered, I'll go to New York. Honestly, people seem to think I'm really weirdly affected. So let's just sell 50 cases in for now, purely because I pressed the wrong button and now I feel really stupid. Oh, good lord. Obviously, if you haggle too much, they will put you off and stop dealing with you, which is extremely annoying. So go buy another 50. Okay, well, she's obviously not going to move today. At least she's not put the price up. That's definitely a bonus for me. Why am I buying them? It's 50s. I may as well just do that. It's so much easier. We probably need some more sugar as well, actually. 9 full weeks. That's because we're going to run out of cocoa beans and then sugar. I don't think we can afford either. So let's travel back to San Francisco. I understand there's a chocolate testing laboratory down in Buenos Aires. It's on the market. You'll need a lab to develop recipes using any secret ingredients you're able to get hold of. Those labs are not easy to come by though. You'll need to have $150,000 on hand and achieve the rank of entrepreneur before you'll be able to buy the place. So, here we are, Alexander Trangier. I have an idea. I'll give you the recipe for chocolate bars with cashews if you'll agree to source the ingredients, make 20 cases and deliver them to Portia Llewellyn at the Mercure in Cayenne. She's a huge fan and will pay for your efforts. Will you do this for me, Southern Square Game? Yes I will. So now we need cashew nuts. Okie dokie. I'm going to wait until I've run out of milk solids, as otherwise they'll just get wasted. Ingredients do spoil in this game. It does take a while, but they can actually spoil. You get random disasters. For example, you can have earthquakes and various bits and bobs like that. Warehouse fires, that kind of stuff. So it can be extremely difficult. So what we're doing is wait until we run out of milk solids, which we have now not going to do because we've run out of something else first. So let's travel to Cayenne, buy some more cocoa beans. And back to New York we go. Just want to get rid of those milk solids because we're going to end up losing them is all. So sell all of those. So cashew nuts are expensive. $85, that's more like it. We'll buy 500 of those. Oops. And can we afford some decent amount of these? Yes, 1,000. That's much easier to work with. So back to Cayenne. Can we afford 1,000? Yeah, look at that, eh? Yeah, see, it is cocoa beans that you run out of more often, and they can be difficult at times to get. What with the cost of having to travel to go buy them, and then the price itself as well. The price fluctuates on a lot of items here quite rapidly. Cashews, it was that one, wasn't it? So again, we've got the 3 different items: cashew nut, cocoa bean, and some sugar. I can see this is going to be annoying. Oops. I knew even as I sent the ingredient that I put it in the wrong place. Why am I not surprised? That should have gone in. Oops. There. They've all got one, so that can go in there. 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 Oops. Okay, so that time we made 84 cases per week. So colour matching really does help. I think for every one you colour match, you get 5 cases. So it is more than worth doing it. So we've got to deliver 20 cases of chocolate squares to Portia Llewellyn at the Mercure in Cayenne. I'll probably say that one as well, it wouldn't surprise me at all. So we need the Mercure, which is this one. So she's paid us $15,000 for, however, 20 cases. And she's got another recipe for us as well, which is chocolate squares with coffee. For collecting at least 6 squares recipes in your recipe book, you've been awarded the Silver Squares Salver. So here we can see there were 392. If we can haggle, come on. No, screw you then. Okay. And this one's that one there. Haggle. 350. That's a nice amount of money. So let's nip to New York. So Peckins, yes, another fine point to mention here is this game does have seasonal items. The ingredients are seasonable, which means that at one point or another they will run out of season and the cost will skyrocket. I think what I'm going to do is attempt to buy the factory in New York. It was 85,000 if I remember rightly, but we should be able to afford that once we do this trip a few times to get a few in. There we go, I just hit the mic there, cancel that. So we'll sell all of them, that gets us a nice amount of money there. Factory's in fine shape and that can be yours for just 85,000. Yes. Right, so we needed to make, shall we try making the ones with coffee? Can we buy coffee here? No, we cannot. We can buy cashews though, I know we need more cashews. So if we change this recipe to make 237, 337, 333. See, these are definitely worth more. So we have to do this again at each factory. It is worth noting that the amount you've made at one factory will not carry over to the next factory. Each factory you have to make the manufacturing process all over again. And it's a bloody nightmare. It's quite easy to forget what ingredients you've already put where and which ones you need where. As you can see, I'm already doing it. That can go there, there we go. There. Oh, no, go away. I don't want it. I don't want it. There. Don't want it. Don't want it. That one can go there. That one. So there we are, and already again we're limited to what we can do because again we are full. It is a huge problem that does get frustrating with this game, is that you really do run out quickly of the specific item you're supposed to be putting into the area. Is you get too many of them, the game doesn't recognise it and restricts you to having, well, you've got them, so you're kind of stuck. No, I'm not happy with 41, we're going to do that again. That was a little unfair, I do think. And it's going to be a douche again, isn't it? Yes. And already we're full again. Fantastic. Come on, we can do this, we can do this, we can. Nope, we're already pulling up half the stuff we need. Again, that gets so frustrating. So here we've only made 56 cases. That's fine, I'm not too fussed about that, but we do need a lot more sugar now. In fact, we could buy 2,000 pieces of sugar. Cashew nuts, 500? Yeah. I know there's another factory somewhere, but I can't remember where it is. Ah, it's here, look. So Paris, I don't think we've unlocked that yet. No, that's there. Then we've got Mahjong, Shanghai, and Sydney, which we haven't unlocked yet. So we need to go see the woman at the headquarters, don't we? So here we are. Definitely want to keep making your product offerings fresh, otherwise you'll see prices start to nosedive. Antonio Batista, who's usually found in Buenos Aires at Avenida Mayo, may be able to help you with a new recipe to try if I tell him I sent you. Interested? Yes. So we need to go to Buenos Aires. And we're about to run out of cocoa beans, which we have now done. Fantastic. These do not sell them as well, which is just brilliant. Avidino Mayo. Where is that? There. Alexandra Baumeister told you to look me up. Is that right? Well, I do have a recipe around there somewhere and a craving. I find over the recipe for chocolate squares with lemon cheese right now. Will you bring me your first 35 cases of the same in exchange? Yes, yes, I will. So we need lemons. We need to sell our chocolates first, and then buy some lemons. We'll buy 1,000 of those because I know we're going to go through them quite quickly. We'll stop at Cayenne to pick up some cocoa beans real quickly. And of course, we've got nothing to sell, so we'll have to stick with... Can we buy 1,500? Yes, yes we can. So, San Francisco's making 84, New York's making 56. So we'll change to New York because obviously I'd like to keep the one that's making the most. So we need that one there. Go. I do apologise for this boring part. Unfortunately, it is a part of the game, and I would very much like to show you the game. This does mean I have to bore you to hell by doing the same stuff over and over and over. This game is extremely repetitive. However, it can be fun just to waste a couple of hours if you find yourself bored one day with nothing to do. I remember as a child I used to spend hundreds of hours wasting my time on this game, and I did have fun, weirdly, because I'm more into my shooter games. I'm more into my shoot 'em ups, my everybody dies kind of games. That was rubbish. That should have gone in. It knows it. I should have put that one in there. But we made 92 cases, I'm happy with that. So we've got to go back to Buenos Aires now to take that guy his 35 cases of chocolate square with lemon. Okay, let me taste scrumptious. I must say I haven't had chocolate squares with lemons this good in years. Thank you so much, Southern Square Gaming. Here's some cash for your efforts, and I hope this recipe serves you well. Not a lot of cash, but they are worth a lot of money. Can we, You're getting a bit big for your britches there, as they say. Try these prices on for size. Bye. I do love the ability you can just travel away. You don't actually have to accept their offer. Ah, I pressed the wrong bloody button. It's interesting she mentioned London, because London's now actually on the map. Haggle. See, sometimes you will haggle and you'll get more, sometimes you will haggle and you will get less. It is extremely difficult to keep track of. Listen, I understand that you're trying to make a name for yourself in the chocolate world. Well, how would you like access to a secret location where you can find some truly unique secret ingredients? For 10,000, I can grant you access. What do you say? I will take it. You're going to go far with that kind of spirit. A secret location is now open too deep in the Amazonian jungle. You won't find a whole lot there, but what you do find shall prove to be of immense value to your business once you've got a chocolate testing laboratory up and running. One more thing to keep in mind, there's no place to sell your chocolates in some of these more remote ports, so make sure you've got enough cash on hand to get there and back before you head off. That opens up there, I believe. Yes, it does. Okay, I'm glad to see you again. Those chocolate squares with cashews you made for me a while back were absolutely delicious. I'd like to place an order for some chocolates to keep here in the bar. Would you be willing to bring me another 40 cases of chocolate square with cashews as well as 40 cases of chocolate square with coffee, the recipe which I gave you last time? I will pay you the tidy sum of 200,000. Yes, I will. So we need 330,000. We need a lot of sugar, I know that much. Right, cocoa beans, that's what I actually came here for. And cashews, which they do not sell here, so we will go to San Francisco because the chocolate squares with cashews are worth less. We're making cashews now, so we have, we've got more than enough for those. So we'll change this to the coffee recipe, and away we go. I'm not sure if I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but it is worth noting that the game does remember if, for example, you've used the recipe in a location before, the game will make note of the last production you made. So, for example, if you made 500 cases or whatever, I mean, I've never actually managed to accomplish that. But if you made a lot of cases, it will remember it next time. So you don't have to do this every time you change the recipe, just when you use a recipe you haven't used before. I'm missing some of these on purpose because it frustrates me when you have to constantly change the colour coordination, because it does change how much you get. 64 will do. That gives us enough now to head back to Cayenne and deliver the chocolates for the $200,000 she promised us. Considered the cost of them, I'm not surprised. You've not disappointed me. As the $200,000 I promised to pay you, I've no doubt that you're going to be quite successful in all of your endeavours. Cheers! Pip pip. Okie dokie then. So we're out of lemons and we're out of coffee beans. Fantastic. Can we... God, no, of course we can't. Let's go back to New York. It's San Francisco, isn't it? We'll change that recipe because obviously the... Oh, come on. Oh, now I want to make them. Oh, God. Okay, let's go to Cayenne. We need lemons and coffee. 205,000. God. I think it's Buenos Aires I need, isn't it, for lemons? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, we'll do this last one mission for Alex, and then I think we will see what else we can do. So I've accomplished so much. Secret port, I'm now an entrepreneur. Additional ports are open for your exploration. Also here are a couple of recipes for infusions. You need to grow the machinery in each of your factories, blah blah blah. So that basically unlocked the ability to travel to new locations. So we could, for example, travel to Paris. And then there is the chocolate factory here for sale, which is 500,000. So we need to sell those, and we could actually buy it now, but I'm not going to. So that is Chocolatier 2. Secret ingredients. The next one I intend to do will be Chocolatier Decadence by Design, if I can get it to work. But I've had so much trouble attempting to get that video to work, I can't make any promises on that one. But thank you very much for watching, and as usual, goodbye.